สถานีวิทยุสรานรม AM1575 การทูตเพื่อประชาชน
เพื่อไทยก้าวไกลทันโลก
Good evening and welcome to News and Views from Bangkok on Radio Saranrom AM1575 kHz every Monday from 6 to 6:30 p.m. My name is Pim Chanok and I will be the host of today's News and Views program for Kunvinas. Kunvinas, the regular host of the program, will be back to meet you in next week's News and Views. Let's get started with the first news stories on Thailand's provision of assistance to Japan and the Republic of Ecuador following the recent earthquakes. The following are the press releases from the Thai government in providing the humanitarian assistance to Japan. Following the recent earthquakes on the 14th and 16th of April 2016 in Kyushu, Japan, which caused tremendous loss of lives and devastation to the Japanese people, for which His Excellency General Prayut Chan-o-cha, Prime Minister, on behalf of the Thai people, sent a message of condolences to the Japanese Prime Minister and to the people of Japan. Considering the close and cordial relations between Thailand and Japan, which has consistently supported each other during times of hardship, as well as to express the goodwill of the Thai people towards Japan, the Royal Thai government would donate 10 million yen to the local authority of Kumamoto Prefecture, which is most affected by the disaster. The ambassador of Thailand to Japan will officially deliver the donation to the mayor of Kumamoto Prefecture in the near future. The following is the press release regarding Thai government provides humanitarian assistance to the Republic of Ecuador following the 7.8 magnitude earthquake that struck the Republic of Ecuador on the 16th of April 2016. His Excellency General Prayut Chan-o-cha, the Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Thailand, also sent a message of condolences to His Excellency Mr. Rafael Correa, President of the Republic of Ecuador, while His Excellency Mr. Don Paramat Winai, Minister of Foreign Affairs, sent a message of condolences to His Excellency Mr. Guillermo Long, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Human Mobility of the Republic of Ecuador. Also, with good relations and collaborations between Thailand and Ecuador, to reaffirm the friendship and goodwill between the two countries and the government and the people, the Royal Thai government will provide humanitarian assistance to the government of the Republic of Ecuador in the amount of $100,000, or about 3.5 million baht, in hope that it would help the Republic of Ecuador in her rehabilitation and reconstruction efforts. Ambassador of the Kingdom of Thailand to the Republic of Ecuador, with residence in Lima, the Republic of Peru, will represent the Royal Thai government and the Thai people in handing over the assistance to the Ecuadorian government. So those are the goodwill and the humanitarian assistance that the Royal Thai government are meaning to provide to the countries that were struck by the devastating earthquakes. Two of most recent ones took place in Japan and Ecuador. All right, so let's move over to the next news story on the very important issue, actually, the development regarding the constitutional draft. The Thai constitutional draft. In the lead up to the public referendum on the draft constitution that is scheduled to take place on August 7, number of parties and groups have voiced their opinions towards the draft's constitution. The Bangkok Post had reported on its issue on April the 25th that the former street protest leader Suthep Thaugsuban had announced he would throw his full weight behind the constitution draft, saying it strikes the right note with the group's call for national reforms. His announcement came the same day that his group rival, the United Front for Democracy Against Dictatorship or UDD, announced it will oppose the draft charter and call for the United Nations and European Union to observe the referendum. Mr. Suthep, leader of Mon Maha Prachachon for Reform Foundation, called in the media on Sunday to say he backed the draft charter, which will be put to a national referendum on August the 7th. This is the first time the group had declared its stance on the Constitution Drafting Committee, draft overseen by Mr. Michai Rishupan. Meanwhile, the government issued a 21-page regulation in Thai language only on what is allowed and banned during a pre-referendum campaigning on the draft constitution. Mr. Suthep had added that he is extremely pleased with the draft, particularly with its acknowledgement of the country's political landscape and crisis, and the need to have mechanisms to deal with any crisis that may arise. Several charter provisions also reflect the proposals of the People's Democratic Reform Committee or the PDRC, to which Suthep belongs, for reform in the 5 areas of politics, bureaucracy, corruption, social and economic disparities, and police and law enforcement, he said. As for reform, the charter calls for national strategic plans to set out direction for reform by engaging the people in the process, Mr. Suthep added. It also sets out a time frame and specifies who should do what and when. People have a high expectation of police reform, and the charter requires that to be implemented within a year of the charter's enforcement, he said. The proposal has been widely criticized as an attempt to open the way for a non-member of parliament's outsider to be elected prime minister. Referred to as the 3-candidate rule, the clause requires parties contesting a general election to nominate 3 candidates for prime minister before a general election. The House of Representatives will choose the prime minister from among those candidates. Mr. Suthep said he had no objection to the provisional clauses that allow an appointed Senate with 250 members serving a 5-year term during the transition period to full democracy. However, Mr. Suthep's view is not the only view that was voiced during this pre-referendum period. The opposite views were heard from the Red Shirt or UDD leader Jatuphron Phompan, who called on an election commission or EC to spell out what can and cannot be done following enforcement of the referendum law. Mr. Jatuphron also said critics of the charter draft need to be assured that their rights to freedom of expression will not be curtailed by the referendum law, as it may create a climate of fear. He said the legislation bans remarks on the draft that are aggressive, rude, violent, and threatening, which are far too broad. He said people should not go to the referendum fearful. He also urged the military government to invite international bodies such as the United Nations or the European Union to observe the referendum for the sake of transparency. These are the 2 opposing views regarding the constitutional draft, and we still have yet to see what views people have regarding the draft. But it has to be under the most recent law on how during the pre-referendum campaign on the draft constitution, so that the opinions cannot be aggressive, rude, violent, and threatening. So that is still the issue to be seen and to be followed. The last 2 stories will be about how music can serve as bridge among countries in international relations. The first story on that is from Matishon Online. It reported that Ambassador Virachai Plasai, permanent representative of the Kingdom of Thailand to the United Nations, together with 5 other UN ambassadors from Denmark, Serbia, Tonga, South Korea, and Romania, formed a band called UN Rocks. They perform at the UN General Assembly Hall, which is the major conference hall at the United Nations headquarters in New York City. This performance by a group of UN permanent representatives took place during a UN official meeting. The performance actually provided a welcome and refreshing break to all the delegates and diplomats stressed out in the room. In addition, the band just released an album titled Strong UN, Better World that will be released to mark the 70th anniversary of the UN last year. The album has 2 songs, Strong UN, Better World and Rocking All Over the World, and you can listen to it on YouTube online. The title track is composed by Emmy Award-winning composer Gary Fry. The album is available for purchase at Amazon, CD Baby, and iTunes. All profits will be donated to Friendship Ambassadors Foundation or FAF in order to support youth projects and activities organized by the United Nations. In addition to the performance at UN General Assembly Hall that I just reported, the band also performed in several other occasions such as Halloween Party in New York City, which was co-organized by the Permanent Mission of Thailand and the United States to the United Nations in New York. At that event, Ambassador Samantha Powers, the permanent representative of the United States to the United Nations, also performed as the lead singer. The formation of this band does not only exhibit music talent and friendship among the permanent representatives at the United Nations in New York, but also serve to demonstrate the power of music in bringing the people together for the common goals of the better world. Thumbs up for the ambassadors in the band, especially Ambassador Virachai Prasai of Thailand. And our last story today, once again, is about how music that bridges the world. And this time is not at the level of ambassadors, but at the level of students and the common people. I will read the following message, which is a message from the Ambassador of Thailand to Myanmar, His Excellency Mr. Pitsanu Suwannachata, on the occasion that the youth ambassadors from Thailand, from Mong Fort College, had performed a music performance, a parade of friendship to Myanmar in Myanmar earlier in the year 2015. His message is as follows. Music is part of our lives and culture since the ancient times. Music can celebrate human civilization, distinguish our identities, and reveal our values. For children and young people, music can be a learning aid to help develop their brains and learning abilities, as well as improve concentration and relieve stress. But more importantly, music can be an effective tool whereby students can make friends within and outside school and find inspiration from music to do great things in their lives. We are, therefore, very pleased to present to our friends in Myanmar the youth ambassadors from Thailand in a parade of friendship to Myanmar by Mong Fort College Band, MC Choir, and MC Big Band, comprising 70 students from Mong Fort College in Chiang Mai, Thailand. The band has been recognized by many national and international awards in both marching and symphonic performances. These junior talents traveled to Myanmar for the first time, carrying with them goodwill and gift of friendship to offer to their friends here. The wonderful and memorable parade of friendship took place at National Hockey Stadium, Yangon, on the 3rd of December 2015. They also performed a symphonic performance in celebration of the 80th birthday anniversary of His Majesty King Bhumibol Adulyadej of Thailand and the Thai National Day reception on the 5th of December 2015 at the Thai residence. For the Parade of Friendship, their artistic show display a varieties of a parade with marching band, medley song, and display show of traditional Thai and international music that received a huge applause from Myanmar youth who had made the stadium packed and filled with atmosphere of joy and friendship. This is the reason why I wish to bring back the 90 minutes of melodious music and awesome performance by Youth Ambassador from Thailand to present to our friends of Thailand once again in this DVD, of which part of it will be shown right after the program. I am certain that after viewing it, everyone will be mesmerized by outstanding capability of our youth ambassadors, as well as feeling touched by the ambience of friendship being cultivated by Thailand and Myanmar youth. I'm also confident that the young seeds of friendship sown in this time in the land of Myanmar will become a solid foundation for the development of Thailand-Myanmar prosperous relations in the future. And as I said earlier, we will be showing the excerpts of the DVD right after I finish this program. And this is our last stories for today in News and Views. And Kun Venus will be back to meet you in the next week's News and Views. If you have any questions, comments, or concern, you can send us a letter to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ratchathevi, Bangkok 10400. Or you can come and like or comment or express your opinions at Saranrom Facebook or the MFA Facebook. Thank you very much. And following is the excerpt from the Youth Ambassador Performance DVD. Thank you.